Want to see something cool? I need to end the imaginary magnetic field debate. Right here, right now, the world wakes up from history. Ever seen the iron filings display of magnetic fields? The lines of flux? You can thank Faraday for that. He invented this experiment. This is my man, Mikey Faraday, and he's like the David Bowie of physical science. With big brain zeal and raw sex appeal, he discovered the foundations of induction and electromagnetism. Dude is a science god. We like him. He's one of the guys who discovered electromagnetism. He was badass enough to be offered a knighthood and had the stones to turn it down. He's even got a unit of measure. The Farad. Problem is, he sucked at math. Faraday's equations were actually written by his buddy Maxwell, who was a silversmith that specialized in hammer forging. Google Maxwell's equations and Maxwell's silver hammer for more on both of those. Mike had the brain to work it out, but not the vocabulary to write it down. Scientists are catty bitches, and a lot of other dudes hated his mojo. He had a way of explaining things that everyone could understand, with simple experiments and demonstrations that other people could easily recreate. The ivory tower dudes hated this, but his models matched reality, and it's hard to fight with a guy when he's right. People are still fighting about this, and lots of textbooks get it wrong to this day, so I'm here to settle the debate once and for all. Doug Adams said, "The act of observing disturbs the observed," and anyone who's ever tried to do telescope astronomy in an apartment complex has proven that 1,000 times since. The magnetic field on its own is smooth and continuous, but you can't see the damn thing. We can see it with a bunch of iron filings, because they all interact with it. But that's the problem! They interact with it! The iron particles all form tiny little magnets, each with a north and south pole, and they all line up in rows, because that's what fucking magnets do. Now all the little magnets concentrate the field and you get nodes and nulls. The lines are just the nodes, and the spaces between them are the nulls. This is taught as being able to see the field itself, but what you're really seeing is the incomprehensibly complicated interaction of iron particles within the field, and the particles fuck it up. Lines are fine for an elementary understanding of how magnets work, but those early ideas need updating, or they get ossified, codified, and carried around like chlamydia across communities. If you think magnetic fields are actually lines, you're doing it wrong. The guys teaching this with animated arrows are also wrong, but a tiny bit less so. In reality, it's just a continuous field, and every point in that field has an intensity and a direction. But that's shit on camera, so we're gonna use the lines and arrows and anything else we can to help visualize it so that the great unwashed can get a grip. It's wrong! I know it's wrong, you know it's wrong, but like your cousin teaching you how to kiss, it's right enough to get us through the fundamentals, and that's pretty cool.